What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Now, today I've got for you a potentially very relatable r/ProRevenge story. As you'll see as we get into the story, OP, a 19-year-old guy, the person who wrote this post, is an absolute legend. And honestly, I feel so bad that this happened to him. It couldn't have happened to a nicer person. Maybe some of you watching right now might have been in this horrible position before, being cheated on by a partner that you thought loved you. But OP's revenge in this story was just brilliant. And maybe some of you can learn from this. I don't know. Do something like this in the future if it happens to you. It's amazing. Let's get into it. Don't cheat on your graduation lifeline. So, I, a 19-year-old male, and my now ex-girlfriend, who's 18, had been together for more than a year when this story took place. We were in the same class during middle school and high school, a 2-year friendship eventually evolving into a relationship. You all know how it is. We were happily together, at least so I thought, since December 2019. I thought everything was great between us the whole time, although recently, about March, I noticed her becoming very distant and barely writing first, dry texting, etc. I asked her multiple times if everything was okay, and I gave her some space, but it continued for the next few months. I was naturally very upset, as I'd been through hell and back together with her when she was going through depression and a really hard time at the end of 2020. It suddenly felt like all this time was wasted and worth nothing. I, as a naive high schooler, truly believed that she was the one. It was serious after all. We matched perfectly together. We spent about 3 full months crying together at night when she was going through a rough time. We had similar plans for the future, similar interests, and it seemed we were meant for each other. My girlfriend, let's call her Caroline, was studying to become a lawyer, so she was mostly into humanity subjects. I, on the other hand, am studying biochem, the medical school. I apologize if this is all confusing or different. We live in Europe. She was required to attend at least one science subject to graduate: physics, biology, chemistry, or psychology. Now, she always hated these subjects and just took them because they were necessary to graduate. She ended up picking chemistry, as I was a natural and tutored 9th and 10th graders chemistry in my free time, and I always helped her with her assignments and more. It started as me helping her before her exams and assignments, so she could get a good pass grade. But after her rough time, it warped into me writing half of the assignments for her. In February, she started to do everything with me again though. We had online the whole time. Anyways, enough backstory. After noticing Caroline started to get distant and never properly answered my questions regarding her behavior, I wanted to see how far it would go. For 1 week, I didn't invite her, call her, text her first, and in a total of 1 week, she called me 3 times. Twice to ask me about her assignments, and once telling me how she felt insecure and bad. Look, I'm not a horrible person. I helped her out with her school stuff, and I comforted her when she felt down. Me, being the naive, love is perfect lovebird I am, I just chalked it up to her feeling depressed again, but feeling embarrassed about it. I continued helping and comforting her for the next month, until nothing changed, and she never opened up. I was honestly doubting everything by then. Is it me? What am I doing wrong? Etc. I tried everything I could. Eventually, I asked her friends if something had happened, but they said she was the same as always towards them. So I knew then something was up, but I didn't know what it was yet. One day, when she came over to my place, it was only the second time she did that in March, usually she used to come at least twice a week, we were sitting in my room and talking while she was trying out Valorant. After this, she went to my kitchen to make herself something, and I heard a notification on her phone. Now, I'm usually not a snooper, but I had a quick look at her screen that lit up. I wouldn't be able to read the message or know who it was anyways. It was a Discord notification. I was very surprised by this. I knew for a fact that she didn't have Discord about a month ago. Plus, she only plays Minecraft once in a while. She never uses Discord or anything. So the next morning, I did some snooping, and sure enough, I found a whole other Instagram account of hers where she branded herself to be an aesthetic gamer girl. Not that there's anything wrong with that, it was just new to me. She'd never told me about any of this. I couldn't find any of her friends following her on that account either. Sure enough, she had her Discord username in her bio. Now, curious and to be honest, butthole me decided it would be a good idea to create a throwaway account and try and text her and see what she was all about. Now, before you all complain about me, I know I was being a butthole here. I was just curious. I mean, guys, put yourself in OP's position right here. You find your girlfriend on a completely brand new account. She's been shady for a while now, and maybe that's to do with her own issues, but maybe it's new. You know, she's been the same with her friends and very different around you. Would you try and, understand her position by making a shady little throwaway account and messaging her on her new Instagram account? I'd be tempted. I'm not going to lie, I would be, just to see what was going on, So then, after texting her on my new account, we talked for a bit, until she became flirty. We played a few games of Bed Wars together, once again on a throwaway account I bought for $1. I kind of broke down and started questioning my sanity. I'd been with her all this time and through so much hardship, I couldn't believe she'd do this to me. Guys, I kind of guessed that they weren't using voice chat when they were playing Minecraft, otherwise it would probably be a little bit obvious. After the sadness came the anger. I just wanted to know how far she'd taken this. I found it hard to believe that she'd casually flirt with guys like this. After setting up my first recon mission plan, I found out more about her, until I found out about her supposed boyfriend. At that point, I had a huge emotional breakdown, and I felt as if I'd wasted so much time helping someone who would betray me like this. From her Instagram stories, I'd found out later they were sleeping with each other for a whole month by now. This was about when her behavior started to change initially. It's all adding up now. At this point, I started to hatch my revenge plan. I knew I wouldn't let her off the hook this easily. So I spent 2 weeks pulling all-nighters, making sure I had all my work done till the end of the year. Until graduation, that is. I spent all my remaining time creating fake chemistry textbook pages, so I could make my ProRevenge more believable. All of the information was wrong. I knew I had to give her a taste of her own medicine, betray her like she had me. For the remaining 2 months of the school year, I fed her all of this fake information and made sure she got all of her assignments wrong. I knew she wouldn't be able to tell anyone she was copying off me, as our high school had a very, very, very strict rule for plagiarism. As much as 3 small cheating attempts on small exams could get you expelled. So, after letting the pot stew for those 2 painful, awful months, I let the poop hit the fan. As our teacher had to handle an outrageous amount of classes, she always checked our assignments late, often by 2 or 3 months, all at once. I knew I could use this fact to my advantage. After my girlfriend submitted her final assignments that were worth a huge percentage of our final graduation grades, I told her I knew about her shenanigans that had still been going on for the 3 entire months at this point. I told her how she'd hurt me and how it would come back to haunt her. I made sure of that. She mostly brushed it off and acted as if I were the villain, as I couldn't just leave her and that she was only friends with that guy. Although I told her something was going to happen, I never told her what it was going to be. Trust me, she never saw this coming. 1 week later, the end of year results rolled around. When we received our final grades, I was over the moon, as I'd passed with flying colours. On the other hand, her not so much. Due to her final assignments and all quarter 4 work equaling an F, she called me crying and asking for help. She told me she wouldn't be able to graduate if she didn't receive at least a passing grade for this year. She told me our teacher gave her a final chance after telling her how disappointed she was. Caroline has 2 more months at school with an extra one-on-one online lessons with our saint of a teacher. Honestly, props go out to her. To be honest, I felt really bad for her and her situation, knowing very well that if she didn't work her butt off in those 2 months in a subject she hated, she'd have to repeat the last year, without someone constantly helping her with her chem this time. That compassion though quickly went away, and I told her I would help her, but only if she apologized and paid me my regular tutoring fees. Caroline went full on ballistic after that and screamed at me. How could I do this to her? I hung up and she called me a few seconds after, apologizing and agreeing to pay for my help. She now has 2 months of intense memorizing with her ex if she wants to graduate. Oh my god. And there we go, everyone. That is the end of that pro-revenge story. I mean, it's only pro-revenge. It's not the most insane revenge story that I've ever heard or told on this channel. But if you think about it, the ramifications on OP's ex-girlfriend could genuinely turn out to be nuclear. She was leeching off of his good work the entire year, probably even longer, let's be realistic, from the start of their relationship. Now she has to do a subject that she hates, along with the rest of her entire year, and she has no help. So I think she could be in the mud. And think about it. If she never graduates, if she never passes, her whole life could be in tatters just because she cheated on her boyfriend who was helping her so much. Not even just with assignments, but in life in general. When you're going through a period of depression, you can lean on someone like that and, you know, talk to them about your problems and cry with them at night. Why then throw that all back in their face? I don't understand it personally, but hey, she got her comeuppance and that is justice served. Let's be realistic. I mean, look, ultimately, it was her fault in the first place for, you know, using her boyfriend OP for his good work, because ultimately, you're never going to really achieve anything in life, even if it's just at school, if you're using other people's hard work and, you know, just cheating and copying. Yeah, you might get some results short term, and fair enough, she probably would have passed with OP's help, but what about the long term? You can't just go on living your life cheating and copying other people, so that's a negative thing. But the worst thing by a mile is the fact that you're cheating on this wonderful guy. I mean, he seems so nice. He's helping you out in so many ways. I'm so sorry, man. From a brother to a brother, I'm sorry that this happened to you. You don't deserve it. You deserve someone better, because that is just disgusting. All the time, effort you've put in to get thrown back in your face like that for someone who wants to become an Instagram baddie, playing Minecraft with the lads, cheating on you with other Minecrafters. It's terrible. It really is. I'm sorry. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this one. A thoroughly enjoyable story, if you don't mind me saying. If you enjoyed it as well and you want more from me right away, you can check out the playlist of all my pro-revenge videos right here on screen. Actually, you know what? Let's put a pro-revenge playlist down here, but if you want a nuclear revenge video, that's up there. That's even more serious than this one. It's very serious. That's what I'm going to say. Warning before you click on that one. If you are new around here, though, please do hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell notification button as well, so you get notified whenever I post, which, by the way, is daily. Hit that button and you'll be notified tomorrow when I post a brand new video. See you all then.